It started as a joke, a Reddit thread about sneaking cameras into celebrity parties for a behind-the-scenes look. My friend Nate took it way too seriously. "I can do it," he said one night, as we scrolled through comments. I laughed it off, but Nate wasn't kidding. He always had a thing for pushing limits, testing boundaries. And when he got an invite to what he called the Party of the Year, hosted by none other than Diddy himself, he decided this was his chance. He told me his plan the day before the party. A tiny spy camera disguised as a button on his jacket. He grinned as he showed me the setup. "No one's gonna know," he said. I told him it was stupid, dangerous even. But Nate was stubborn. He wanted the thrill, the clout, and maybe the cash from selling whatever he recorded. The night of the party, I stayed home. I didn't want any part of it, but Nate texted me updates as he made his way in. The house was massive. The guest list was insane, the kind of crowd you only see in magazines. He sent me a blurry photo from the driveway before putting his phone on silent. Hours passed. At first, I didn't think much of it. I figured he was too busy partying to check his phone. But as the clock ticked past 2 a.m., I started to worry. I texted him again. No response. Then, at 3:17 a.m., my phone buzzed. It wasn't a text. It was a video. The clip was only a few seconds long. Shot in what looked like a dimly lit hallway, Nate's camera was shaky. He was whispering. "I think I'm in trouble," he said. His voice was frantic, panicked. I tried calling him immediately. It rang once, then went straight to voicemail. Panic set in. I knew I couldn't just sit there, so I started piecing together what I knew. He had been at the party, he had been snooping, and now something had gone horribly wrong. The next morning, I drove to his apartment. His car was in the driveway. His lights were on, but Nate wasn't there. I called his parents. No one had heard from him. By the end of the day, I filed a missing person report. The cops didn't take it seriously at first. "He's probably just hungover," they said. But I knew Nate. This wasn't like him. Huh? A week went by. No word from Nate, no leads, nothing. And then I got another video. This one was longer. The footage was grainy, dark, but I could make out the same hallway from the first clip. Nate's voice was whispering again. "They know. I shouldn't have done this," he said. He sounded terrified. "If you get this, don't look for me. Don't ask questions. Just forget it." I couldn't forget it. I started digging, searching online for anything about that party. Most of the articles were just fluff, photos of celebrities arriving, gossip about who wore what. But buried in the comments section, I found something chilling. A user claimed they had worked security for similar events, and that parties like this weren't just about music or networking. They were about control, power. And anyone who crossed the line didn't leave the same. I tried messaging the user. They never replied. Days turned into weeks. I couldn't sleep, couldn't focus. My mind kept replaying Nate's videos. The fear in his voice, the way he said, "They know." Then, one night, I heard it. A knock at my door. It was late, past midnight. My heart raced as I looked through the peephole. No one was there. I opened the door cautiously, and there it was, a package. No return address, just my name scrawled across the top. Inside was Nate's jacket, the one with the spy camera. I hooked it up to my computer. The files were still there. Hours of footage. The first few clips were what you'd expect. Celebrities laughing, music blaring, people dancing. But then, things shifted. The camera captured Nate wandering into a part of the house that seemed off limits. The lights were dimmer, the air seemed heavier, and the people, they weren't partying anymore. They were gathered in a circle, chanting something I couldn't make out. In the center of the circle, a man was sitting in a chair, blindfolded. Nate's breathing grew heavier in the video. He whispered, "What the hell is this?" The camera angle shifted as he tried to back away, but someone grabbed him. The footage cut off abruptly. I stared at the screen, my stomach in knots. The last file was a video of Nate's face. He looked exhausted, defeated. He was sitting in what looked like a small, dark room. "If you're seeing this," he said, "it's too late. I messed up. And now, they're making sure no one else does." That was the last I ever saw of Nate. I handed the footage over to the police, but nothing ever came of it. They called it an accident, a party gone wrong. They never looked deeper. I don't know what really happened that night. But every time I hear about a celebrity party, I wonder, and I remember Nate's words. "Don't ask questions. Just forget it." I thought I could move on, but I couldn't. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Nate's face from that final video. His hollow stare, the fear in his voice. I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something I was missing, something hidden in those files. So I went back to the footage. I watched it frame by frame. Hours turned into days, and then, finally, I saw it. A face, just for a split second, reflected in the glass of a picture frame on the wall. It wasn't someone I recognized, but the look on their face was chilling. They were staring directly at the camera, at Nate. That image haunted me. I printed it out, showed it to the police, but they shrugged it off. Another dead end, another unanswered question. Weeks later, I found another envelope on my doorstep. No address, no name. Inside was a single piece of paper. Written in bold letters were 3 words: "Stop looking. Now." That was the last sign I ever got. From Nate, from anyone. To this day, I don't know what happened to him, and I don't go to parties anymore.